Hi there guys, Kaltbad here and welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Today we will have a truly epic journey in a majestic setting where three lakes meet. Switzerland's most popular mountain, or one of such most popular mountains, called Rigi. We'll reach the very top by the cog railway by a train. Then we'll have a hike throughout the area. We'll see magnificent views. We'll also see Pilatus in the sunset, another gorgeous mountain in the Lucerne area. And finally take a boat trip around the Lucerne lake. We'll arrive to a small town or village, Oberhagehe. Have a lunch there. I think the area looks much more like, I don't know, like a Thailand beach or something. And then we'll return to Lucerne. We'll see the city, one of the most beautiful cities in Switzerland, from the water. I'll tell you a little bit about the Lucerne itself. Mostly I will tell you about the mountain, about the hike, tips how to hike here, what to see, what to do. So it will be super exciting. Let's check it out. So Rigi, Mount Rigi, also known as Queen of the Mountains. We'll tell you later why. So it's a mountain massif in the Alps, located in central Switzerland. The whole massif is almost entirely surrounded by the waters of three different lakes: Lake Lucerne, Lake Zug, and Lake Lauretz. All three are gorgeous. The range itself is called Schweizer Alps and split between by the canton of Schwyz and Lucerne. The main summit is Rigi Kulm at 1,798 meters. Right now we are in Rigi Kulm itself, and it's surrounded by the resort area of Rigi Kaltbad. We actually took one of the oldest mountain railways, the Rigi Railway, by many considered the oldest in Europe, actually. So the whole area offers many activities: skiing, sledging in winter, and a lot of hiking in summer. That's exactly what we're going to engage ourselves into today. So the name Rigi comes from Old Swiss Old High German, Rigi, horizontal stratification, or strip or band. So basically it means that the Rigi sort of reminds you of horizontal rock ledges that sort of strip surrounding mountains from west to east. The name also interpreted as Regina Mountium, or in other words, Queen of the Mountains. That's another interpretation. Back in 18th century, Rigi's unique location made it a famous destination for travelers across Europe. In many ways, it was a pioneer mountain of alpine tourism. Queen Victoria that visited Lucerne, if you haven't seen my Lucerne video, check it out. I mentioned Queen Victoria there already. Was carried to peak in a sedan chair, no less. The 19th century itself saw spas and fashionable hotels opening in the surrounding areas, and in Kaltbad, Rigi Kulm, that's where we are right now. The modern era, there's obviously mass tourism right now, starting since 1871 with the construction of the Rigi Railway that we took, which went down in history as the Europe's first mountain railway. Several trains dating back to early days still operate today, so if you have nostalgia for the good old times, from July to September you can take some of the older train. We actually took a fairly old train to come here as well. That's the train, by the way. So now we're back in Lucerne and we'll be able to see some of the most beautiful sunsets that I've personally ever seen. Now we're seeing Mount Pilatus. That's the little favorite of people from Lucerne. It's very close to the city and it's truly magnificent. And now we're going to take a boat trip in Lucerne Lake. Now we're in Lucerne itself, Lucerne, German Lucerne. It's a capital of Lucerne Canton in central Switzerland, lying on the Reuss River and right by the Lake Lucerne. In terms of its history, the city's name derived from Benedictine monastery of St Leo de Ga, Lucerne area, Lucerne, same. Was founded in 8th century, and that's where Lucerne takes its name. So originally it was a tiny fishing village that grew into a city, probably was chartered in 1178 according to historians. Inhabitants originally were actually simply serfs of the monastery, the same monastery of St. Leo de Gar, Lucerne, that's where the name came from. After the opening of St. Gotthard Pass in 1230, there was a trading path. Lucerne developed into an important trade center between the upper river Rhine and Lombardy in Italy. And now we are on the boat, a promised boat trip around the Lake Lucerne. Lake Lucerne takes its name from the city, Lucerne, but it is shared by 4 different cantons. Lake Lucerne is situated in the cantons of Lucerne, Nidwalden, Uri, and Schwyz. The lake is very beautifully situated for the simple reasons of being surrounded by the mountains, steep limestone mountains, best known of which was the Rigi that we just visited, and Pilatus, Rigi in the north and Pilatus in the west. We made our way to the lunch stop in Oberageri. It was a fantastic restaurant, a very beautiful location, great turquoise water of the lake. I really wanted to jump into the water. Sadly, was not dressed for it, but it really reminded me of Southeast Asia, like Thailand or something, because the water was absolutely stunning and the surrounding mountains in the area, lush greenery. It really doesn't really sort of make you feel that you're in Europe, makes you feel more like you were somewhere in the exotic Southeast Asia. So a truly beautiful site, and the restaurant was great. As always, very expensive. I mean, what isn't in Switzerland, but an amazing experience. I think it's totally worth the visit. The city alone, obviously the nature around the city is absolutely fantastic as well, but the city is stunning. So if you're interested in checking out Lucerne as well, maybe check out my video. I'll put the link in the description below. There are 2 detailed videos about Lucerne. Clearly shows how much I loved it. I couldn't even fit it into a single video, and for a reason. The city deserves maybe 10 instead of 2. But anyway, thank you guys so much for sticking till the end. Hope you enjoyed it. That like button, it's like a blessing for every content creator to see that someone liked your content. Consider subscribing. I post every week or so, sometimes even twice a week. Thank you for joining, and see you soon.